from Jerusalem. You hear me? Good. I'm very excited to be here. I think I would like to open with a quote from the Song of Songs, calling for the feminine divine. My dove, hidden in the cliff, in the shadow of the rock, let me see you, let me hear your voice. יונתי בחגבי הסלע, בסתר המדרגה נהיית מראייך, השמיעיני את קולך, כי קולך ערב ומראך נווה. יונתי So, I wanted to sing before I speak, because I'm going to speak now. Artists normally, not all of them are used to talk so much about their work, so for me it's a challenge, but it's a very interesting journey, and I'm very happy about this opportunity. So I'm going to open, I decided to read to you the introduction that I did for my first debut album. I'm a daughter of Jerusalem. I am named after my two grandmothers, Victoria, who came from Egypt, and Hanna, who came from Iran. They were both married against their will when they were young girls. Victoria rebelled and was non-conventional. She loved the senses, the physical, and life. Hanna accepted her fate, stayed at home, prayed, taught herself the Bible, and served those around her dutifully and sadly. Thank you, Victoria, for teaching me courage, self-expression, and the lure of that which is foreign. Thank you, Hanna, for teaching me to love truth, devotion, acceptance, yearning and for being my home. And I dedicated this album also to my father of blessed memory, who was an Orthodox rabbi. He immigrated to Israel alone when he was 16 from Cairo. And he was connected with the books. Our house, my house as a little girl, was full of books, and the entity of the letters, of the Hebrew letters, was something very physical in my everyday daily life. I would like to open the first creation to show you. This is my mother and my father. I would open with the video clip that opened this debut album. It is the alphabet video. I would stop in the middle to explain some things. In this video clip, I'm having two characters. I'm the teacher and the pupil.
ألف بيت جمل دلت هاء فاف زين حاء تاء يود كاف لمد ميم نون سمخ عين باء تصدي كوف راء شين تاف ألف تاف تاف ألف تاف أبقى دفز حتى كلام الناس بتسكر الشداء.
Okay, so what we saw in the beginning is that I'm reciting the alphabet and I'm pointing every letter to another organ in the body. This is from the tradition of the Book of Creation, every letter is connected to another organ. And now, in this part of the video clip that we will see, I'm working with the vowels. So, for example, what we see now is the A. After that, we will see the O, the Hulam. Then we will see the E. Then we will see the U. So every vowel is a different, I would say, action in the space. It's a physical action. Let's keep on seeing that. חידוש בני אדמה, תיאת עצי נשמה, יקבים וקמה, גרמים ושקמה, לתבל המסוימה, מתרות עוז לסממה. This video clip is actually a ceremony, an ancient ceremony from the Hoshana Rabbah to bring the rain. And we recite the Hebrew alphabet in a kind of ceremony. We start with the Aleph till the Taf, and the aim is to bring the rain. We can keep on watching it. גיבור ורב לא שיעה, דרתי ולי הושיעה, האל המושיעה, ומציל ומושיעה, זועקך תושיעה, הוכך הושיעה. In this point I think we can stop the video clip. If you want to see it fully, you can definitely open the YouTube. Maybe we can see the next image. Okay. So in this video clip, I'm using a lot of things that I grew up with. So here we see the honey on the letters, and basically this is a very ancient in our tradition to put honey on the letters when the child has his first meeting with the Hebrew letters, and he's licking the honey from the letters as if it's a very physical, sensual connection with the sound of the letter, the mouth, and the letter itself. Now we can get out from the share screen. So this video clip was I hear myself in a repetition. Why? So this video clip was viral, became viral. It was yet also invited to be screened in exhibitions worldwide. So it also was shown in the museum world, and yet was recited by very, very young children. So this meeting point between the pop art, the museum world, and the young children and the Orthodox people that are still were very fascinated because they know this text. Secular Orthodox artistic young children. This meeting point for me is something that I'm very excited about in my work. I spoke about the book of creation, Sefer Yetzira. This is the most ancient Kabbalah book attributed to Abraham. And I love this book. For me, this is like the main inspiration of my artistic research. And I will show you a little glimpse of that in ancient Jewish rituals. And let's go to the next image, please. Okay, this one, before.
Okay.
Okay, so let's stay here. This is the video clip from this book of creation. Let's see it.
אותיות יסוד, 3 אמות, 7 כפולות, מם דוממת, שין שורקת, א' חוק מכריע בינתיים, 3 אמות, 3 אבות, מהם יצא אש רוח מים, 7 כפולות, 7 כפולות.
Okay. Is connected in another place in the body. Why don't I try it as a performer? So the first letter, the Aleph, is connected according to the book of creation to the chest, to this area, and at the same way, space-wise, it relates to the whole space, the infinite space that we are dwelling in. So I vocalized it, and then the letter mem, for example, the sound mem connects with the belly, and then the sound, the belly and the earth, and then the sound shin up. So now we will see how I work with embodiment of the sound together with the letter. This is the letter Aleph. We embody it. It's from a workshop I did in Czech Republic. Can we see it? I don't hear the sound. Do you hear it? Do you hear the sound? This is the Aleph. Yeah.
And now we will see the letter mem. Let's see it.
No, this is, you should go, yeah. This is the letter mem. You see, the letter mem is in the connection is down. It belongs to the belly, to the lower place of the body, and to the earth. Let's see how we are earthing and embodying the letter mem.
You can join if you want. And feel the vibration in your body. Now the letter shin, for example. So the letter shin, according, I still hear myself in a... Yeah.
Okay, so the letter shin is, as we see, connects up. You see? It's like an upper rooting. And the sound is like that. Shh. According to the book of creation, it connects with the head, with the area of our head, and also with the sky. So basically, when we are embodying or doing the shin, making the shin, shh, we are rooting ourselves up. Let's see an example from the workshop.
Let's feel now the shin, and we are going to say this word. Shh.
You can join me if you want. This is the shin. Okay, you can take me out from full screen. Take me out, yeah. Okay, so basically the body becomes as a keyboard, like a keyboard. And every letter is in another place in the body. And when I'm rooting this awareness, when I'm reciting words, I'm using my body as a keyboard. And not only my body, but the space. Because every letter is connected with a space in different ways, together with the body. You know, in many ancient traditions, the language was a tool of creation. And for me, it was a very interesting process to have a meeting point with other ancient traditions. So I went, for example, I was singing and sharing knowledge in an ancient with a Buddhistic temple in Japan. Buddhist temple in Japan, and also I went to where is the next one that we have in our, oh, okay, this is with the Dalai Lama. It was an amazing situation that I was invited to sing in a sacred music festival in a big park in New Delhi. It happened to be in Yom Kippur. And I found myself singing to thousands of Tibetan people. Of course, I was reciting the Yom Kippur chants. And I had a very, very deep connection. Maybe you can turn me out from the shared screen. I had a teacher in India from the classical Indian tradition music, and I was staying in his home, living with his family, and reciting and learning whatever I can for few months. This is a very ridiculous time because those people they start from childhood and they never end. But what I gained from this tradition was the purity of the sound. Only the sound, even no words, only one sound is a texture. They can recite one sound in the morning for, I don't know, for maybe 40 minutes, only one sound till the sun rise. And then they would do, imagine what happened to you when you just recite one sound. And then when the sun appears, then they go a little bit up. Then they would do, and then suddenly you understand that sound is an entity. It's not only, sound is not only a way to deliver melody. The sound itself is an entity, and I learned from them to dwell in a sound. And this is very similar with what I do with the language. I dwell in the letter. I'm not running to say a word, but I'm taking every letter and I try to understand it without running to the next letter. And this is a very, very interesting and meaningful thing for me. I'm now was invited to teach in the music academy in Jerusalem. I teach musicians in the second grade, in the second, like they're doing their PhD, and that's what I teach them. That's what I show them, to dwell in a sound and to dwell in this is one of the things I show them, and to feel and to really understand that sound connects with the space. It's a physical action in the space and in the body. It's not a separate thing. It's not only an information. I would show now another tradition that I had an amazing meeting point with. This was in Mongolia. You can show the video. The time is running and I have so many things to show you. Okay, this is Mongolia. This is Khoso. You see him, this one. He took us to, it was a very interesting project. He took us to his village in Mongolia, and we were learning their tradition, which is also very, very sound and voice connected. After that, we created a lot of performances around the world. This is Samir Mahoul. He's a Palestinian musician from Jerusalem. This is Wolfgang. He's an expert in the overtone singing from Germany. Here you see Khoso. We were singing here in a festival, for example, in Singapore. Things from all of the ancient tradition, the Muslim tradition, the Jewish tradition, the Mongolian tradition, etc., etc. It was really, really a fascinating journey. And now I will show you another fascinating journey with my beloved artist Mariana Sadowska from the Ukraine. Maybe we can go to the next video. She took me to the Ukraine. And here we see, I don't hear the sound, but it's okay. I hope you hear it. And this is an old synagogue in a deserted village in Stanov that we just discovered. And when I saw myself in this synagogue, in this empty space, I just vocalized. I wanted to feel the space, the empty space, with sound. We did a very interesting expedition. Mariana, it was only me and her. This is her tradition. Another cemetery, Ukrainian cemetery. And we had a very interesting meeting with women in the villages. That's what they do. They drink alcohol and they sing. And when they open their mouth the whole night, we were singing and singing. I was sharing with them. They were sharing with me. It was so magical. This is we on our way in our expedition. We went to Jewish cemeteries, and whatever left is only stones and letters, Hebrew letters. Yes, we can stop the video. Maybe we will see after. You can take me out from the shared screen, and together with Mariana, we were traveling around the world. She was bringing her tradition from the Ukraine, and I was reciting whatever I do, and it was a very interesting meeting point between two ancient traditions and two women that are really creating from this fountain of what they got. The next thing is that I like very much to take this artistic research, not only to normal stages, but to the space. So in museums, you can put, in museums, normally when I sing, I like to use the space, to use the voice and the space so people can really feel the physicality of the sound in the space, and not to have necessarily always the separation between the performer. You can turn to the next one. The performer and the audience. So I would say that in many concert halls, I always like in a certain point to go out and to sing around the audience. I performed also, I did a lot of contemporary performance. So one of them that I want to show you, maybe you can take me out from the full screen now. One of them that I want to show you is, this is the reading book. You see, it's a Hebrew reading book. It's very old, but it's very beautiful. They still use it in Mea Shearim and in Orthodox places. And I took this book and I made a whole performance only with this book. I recited it in the kitchen in New York. Maybe we can see some image from it. Okay, this is from this, yeah? Okay. You can see some, maybe you can show me the one before, and I will just improvise on it. You will see. I'm just improvising. Oh, babo, vavo, gago, dado, ha, ho, vavo, zazo, ha. You can see how beautiful it is, almost as a composition that we can really play with. Okay, we can go forward. Okay. This is another thing that I want to show you. I was invited a few years ago to Berkeley University to give a kind of one semester in the Magnus Museum with Professor Francesco Spagnuolo. You see here. The program was that I'm taking ancient amulets, ancient Hebrew amulets from the collection of the Magnus, a huge collection, and I'm reciting them. So basically, I treat those amulets as partitura, as something that provoke me to do a kind of vocal creation. It was a very, very amazing time for me, because I finally had a time just to sit and do it. This is an amulet from the Jewish Museum in Frankfurt, Shemira Layeled Velayoledet. It's to keep and to take care of the newborn and the mother. And this is the catalog from the exhibition that I was invited, especially from this museum, to do a creation from this amulet. What I did basically, you wouldn't believe it, but I took the whole text out. Everything you see here, I took out, and I read it, and I understood it. And then what I did, we scanned all of the text, and I was singing the whole amulet, and we started with an empty screen, and every time I was singing, whenever I was singing, the text popped out, and it was screened on the ceiling. A person was lying down and just he was hearing the amulet and watching it from this from the ceiling. I will show you now a little example of this. לא שומעים? תשאלי אותו.
Rapash, Vivarova, Yatima, Ona Piaga, Mahilatsuf, Visaroa, Vivarova, Yatima, Ona Piaga, Mahilatsuf, Visaroa. Speak عني منال هوي باف يا لشتافو شغفو اللي يا لشتافو شغفو اللي في وحافا كيرا ستن يوخو الخاقف تاقف تاقف أقف تاقف تاقف وغوتني عويغون يقل بازا كف وغوتني عويغون يقل بازا إليخا لو يقاش 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 כוח פה, לא ביום ולא בלילה, לא בהקיץ ולא בחלום ולא בשום איבר. תסורו, 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 תסורו ותערקו ותברחו ולא יהיה לכם כוח לא ביום ולא בלילה, לא בהקיץ ולא בחלום ולא בשום איבר. תסורו, 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 ותערקו ותברחו מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, השם ישמור צאתך.
Okay, so slowly, I mean, this piece was 15 minutes, and we just showed you little pieces, but eventually the whole amulet is being appeared. Another amulet I did, maybe we can go to the next one. Yeah, okay. I want you to look at this amulet. This is an amulet I chose for an exhibition. I was invited to do a piece of art in the Eretz Israel Museum. It was an exhibition that was about enchanted art, not only Jewish. But I looked at this amulet from the collection of the collector, the amazing collector, Bill Gross. I went to his house, and I looked at many, many amulets, and then I found this one. And it struck me. It was so amazing. First, it was written with handwriting, and here we see a lot of menorahs. You see, this is a menorah. This is a kind of menorah. This is another menorah here. This is another menorah. So I took also, it was a very, very special journey. I took the whole text out. And I didn't understand it all, of course. It's a very, very, a lot of things were erased. So I went to experts. And finally, I had the whole text in front of me. And what I decided to do is to take the text of the menorah and to lit the menorah, and then all of the menorahs, and then to take the other texts and to sing them. It became like an opera, I would say. It's a 16-minute piece. Now we will see a little bit of it. Maybe we can, this is from the catalog. You can go forward, Shirel. This is the catalog, yeah? And now we can see.
شويتي اللعيب حنانو ويا ورخانو يا عربنا في كنو سلام אשר היו בימי שלמה ובהם היה עושה ככל אשר יחפוץ כן תעשו חפצו ורצונו של נושא קמע זה עליו חפצו ורצונו של נושא קמע זה עליו מעתה ועד עולם אמן נצח סלע ועד אמן נצח סלע ועד
Okay, it's very...
Maybe you take me out from the full screen. So it was, what you saw now was very quick. It's a very long piece. In the museum, they thought it's too long and maybe people are not going to see it. So I told them, okay, whoever wants, maybe they will see a little piece. Eventually, people were sitting, they wanted to see it more and more. Let's see how it looked in the installation so you will understand. You see, it was like that. They had headphones. Yes, you leave it here. They had headphones coming from up, and there was a vibration with amplification on the chairs, so you can really feel the music in your body. And people were sitting and listening, and they wanted to keep on and on. It was really, really fascinating to see the reaction, because you never know before. Maybe you turn it to the next one. Yeah, this is from the exhibition. Yeah, this is only me reciting it. This is another thing I did close to it. It's like I put a menorah on my face and I recited it. Okay, maybe you go to the next one. Oh, okay. We don't have the children. Okay, so this is another project with an incantation bowls. Those, yes, they are amulets, but much more primal to the amulets I did before. It was a special invitation from the new Hebrew library, Sifriya Halaumit, the National Library. They have those incantation bowls. If you don't know about the incantation bowls, so I will tell you very, very quickly about it. It's like an amulet in a very special invitation. For each person, they wrote a special one. They found it in an archaeological under the earth, because they were actually buried under the earth in this way, in the threshold of the house. Maybe we can see another, yeah. So this is a text I wrote about it. רקעתי כערתי, רקעתי כערתי. You can see the translation next. קראתי לכערתי, מילותי בה חקקתי, דמעותי בה רקחתי. So I really wrote a text which is also very musical about the bowls, so people can really understand it. Actually, last September, 2 months ago, I did a performance about the incantation bowl in the Penn Museum. Let's see the next, yeah.
قعدتي لك عادتي ميلا طيبة حققتي دمعة طيبة راكحتي تي
Okay, so it
ends with the sentence, אני כערה, בתוכי מערה. I am a bowl, within me, hollows within me a cave. And I think this really symbolizes a lot of my intention that I understand now because I have to talk with you. I didn't think about it before. It's like I become the letter. I don't see the letter here. I become the bowl. The bowl is not here. It's like by vocalizing those things, I manifest. It's an invitation to manifest entities through body and through voice, and it's a very, very deep intention that I'm still going through. Let's go to, let's see, what is the next thing we have here? Okay, don't show it yet. It's a surprise. Take me please a little bit out from the shared screen. Okay, so wow, I did it. It was like a marathon. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is something nobody saw. It's my next album. I told you that I like very much the meeting point between the pop music and the artistic world and the ancient world. So now I'm going to expose the new video clip that is going to come up maybe in February. You will not see it all, but you will just have a glimpse together with Barry Sakharov. He's like the pop star man in Israel, and I invited him to recite with me the song I did with an amulet, also against Lilith, and we take all of, in this amulet we see the names of all of the fathers, of all of the mothers that are held up to help. Adam, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, come to help us. Hava, Sarah, come to help us. Come, and then Lilith, go out. And this is a very interesting, I would say, conflict. I will not talk about it now, but what you will see in this video clip is that the same woman is one time like Hava, Eve. She's in white and she's pregnant, and the other woman is in red and she's like the Lilith, and they're chasing each other with cars in the road. The beautiful woman who directed it is Tom Nesher. She's now a star she's going to present basically Israel in the Oscar. So let's start to see something.
آدم וחווה, אברהם ושרה, יצחק ורבקה, יעקב ורחל ולאה, משה וציפורה. آدم וחווה, אברהם ושרה, יצחק ורבקה, יעקב ורחל ולאה, משה וציפורה. آدم דם דם, אברהם
Now, of course, you understand me. And also, the time is running, and we have only 10 minutes left. So, this is the time for questions.
Wow, Victoria, thank you so much. And what a privilege. So I'm going to jump straight into questions. First is, can you say a little, you mentioned about your home, but can you say something about your relationship with the language itself from childhood?
Yeah, I was stuttering as a child. I had a very, very terrible speech disorder. And that's why things were stuck in my mouth. Letters were stuck in my mouth. And today I can say definitely that this was the greatest gift in my life. A handicap can be an amazing gift. It allowed me to see what is going on in the mouth before the letter is being pronounced. We normally don't pay attention to this, and it's a crucial thing in my artistic work.
There was also a question if there are any other performers in your family.
Performers? No, they're all very Orthodox. No way.
So that leads into the next question. Coming from an Orthodox family, and where it's very untraditional to have women singing and performing, can you say a little bit about how you were and are accepted and how that works for you?
Yeah. It was not acceptable to sing in public when I was not a little girl anymore. When I became more mature, then no, it's not modest. So I found myself a lot singing under the blanket, I would say. I had a little recorder, and I was composing to myself alone, singing, and singing a lot in front of the mirror as a little girl. Hours and hours. It was bigger than me, you know.
And now that you perform, does your family...
And by the way, even though I was stuttering when I was singing, it was completely fluent. Yeah.
And now that you perform, does your family support it? Do your parents ever come and see you perform?
I tell you, my father passed away, and when he was in the hospital, really like almost in the end of his life, he gave me a blessing. He said, I give you a blessing, what you do is very special, and it was very special for me to get the blessing from him. And I think that even I understand it now that as parents, our children also grows up us. And it's not always easy, but yeah.
Another question was about the aspect of having the melody more rap-like, and when did that start and how did that come to be?
You know, rap and hip hop, it's like genres, but in a deep sense, they are a very primal expression of language. And this is the meeting point. It's not something I thought about, it's not a concept. It is very, very, I would say, organic with my research.
I wanted to ask, and you can't say no if it's not possible, but is there a special song that is close to your heart and you can sing for us?
There are many of them, but yes, I opened this session with my grandmothers, and Hannah was the one that was more closed. She was not a rebeller, but I loved her very much, and she was singing to me an Iranian lullaby, and I still remember this lullaby. It's very dear for me, so I can share it with you. And those are the voices of the women that were not allowed to sing in public, but you can still hear the spirit of those melodies like when they take the child to sleep. La la guyamo khabet konaman umidaram kesad salet konaman la 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 بخوابه جونشی رینم لالایی لا 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 لا.
Thank you. I almost want to leave it just silent after listening to you like this. I will end with one more question that we had here beyond the clip you just showed us that is coming out. Can you share something about what more you're working on these days?
Yes, definitely. I just did 2 weeks ago a big performance for the really like to send hope and prayers. It was only women, me and another singer, Mika Carney, only women on the stage. We were singing for the mothers, like to bring like the feminine divine, to bring some hope and cure to all of us. And I'm also now working on a new piece for the Israeli Museum, another amulet, but a very different one. It's going to come up hopefully in an exhibition in June about sound. And children, of course, children. I'm going to have a premiere in Hanukkah of a children show. It's a theater show from the poems I was reciting from my mother, Miriam Yalan Steklis. I love her. She is very musical and for very, very young children. And I'm going to basically bring my artistic research on the stage for 3 years old because it's so natural.
Oh, Hanna, thank you so much. There are more questions here, mainly about seeing your work. So I will say we'll be sending a follow-up email, not only with this recording, but also with links to all your clips and the different shows. And
yes, I can also send you a kind of link if you want to join my mailing list. If some people here are from Europe, so I'm going to be in Berlin in January. And for people from the States, I'm going to be in New York in May. And people from South America, I'm going to be also in May in Mexico.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
Toda rabba. Thank
Toda.
you.
Thank you.